Surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's.
Something unthinkable has just happened within the British monarchy. A bombshell revelation has shaken the very foundations of the royal family, sending shockwaves across the world. No one, not even the most seasoned royal insiders, saw this coming. In a move that defies centuries-old traditions, the palace has made a decision so bold, so controversial, that it has left even the most loyal royalists stunned and divided. Is this the beginning of a new era, or the end of the monarchy as we know it? What could be so powerful, so unsettling, that it has sparked crisis talks behind palace doors? But what exactly was revealed, and why has it left the monarchy shaken to its core? The truth is out, and the world is still trying to process it. The royal family has just made a decision that few ever thought possible. It isn't just a minor shift in protocol or a quiet behind-the-scenes adjustment. It's a move that could redefine the monarchy's future. For decades, the British royal family has clung to tradition, guarding its secrets, its hierarchy, and its power. But this latest revelation has thrown everything into question. At the center of it all is King Charles. Since taking the throne, he has tried to balance the weight of history with a vision for a modern monarchy. But his latest move has sent shockwaves through the palace. In a move that few expected, King Charles has made a bold decision regarding the future of the royal family's next generation, and not everyone is pleased. While some believe this is a strategic shift, others whisper that this is nothing short of a betrayal. For years, the monarchy has followed a strict, predictable path. Titles were given and taken away based on birthright, marriage, and royal duties. But now King Charles has made a decision that threatens to break those long-standing rules. With the family facing a shrinking roster of senior royals, he has decided to bring a new face into the spotlight, one that no one saw coming. The monarchy has always carefully chosen who represents it, keeping tight control over public perception. But this latest announcement suggests a drastic change, a move that could either secure the monarchy's future or bring hidden tensions boiling to the surface. Behind the palace walls, whispers have already begun. Senior royals are reportedly divided on this unexpected move. Queen Camilla, who fought for decades to establish her position, is said to be deeply unsettled. She has worked tirelessly to solidify her role within the royal hierarchy, but this latest decision could threaten everything she has built. Some reports suggest she was caught off guard. Her influence was unexpectedly challenged. Could this be the beginning of a power shift within the monarchy? Then there's Prince William, the man expected to carry the monarchy into the future. His relationship with his father has already been tested by past controversies, and now he is faced with yet another challenge. Is this the kind of change he believes the monarchy needs, or does he see it as a dangerous move that risks alienating loyal supporters? So the younger generation of royals has always walked a fine line between duty and independence, but this latest decision could throw everything into turmoil. Outside the palace, the public is just as divided. Some see this as a necessary step to modernize an institution that has struggled to stay relevant. Others believe it's a sign of desperation, a move made not out of strength but out of uncertainty. Royal experts are already debating what this means for the monarchy's future. Has King Charles made the right call, or has he underestimated the deep fractures within his own family? One thing is certain, this is not just another royal decision, it is a defining moment, one that will either reinforce the monarchy's power or reveal just how fragile it is. And as the world waits to see the full impact of this bold move, one name has begun to rise above the rest. But among all the reactions, one name stands out: Lady Louise Windsor. For years, Lady Louise Windsor was a name few outside royal circles paid much attention to. The daughter of Prince Edward and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, she was raised away from the relentless spotlight that follows other members of the royal family. Unlike her cousins, who grew up in the public eye, Louise was given a childhood that, by royal standards, was remarkably private. There were no extravagant photo ops, no constant media speculation about her future. Instead, she lived a quiet, largely unnoticed life. Until now. Everything changed when Queen Elizabeth passed away. As the world watched the royal family mourn, Lady Louise stepped into the spotlight in a way no one had expected. She wasn't just present at the funeral, she carried herself with a quiet dignity and grace that left many stunned. Amid the sorrow, she emerged as a figure of composure and strength. Observers were quick to note how she conducted herself. reserved yet deeply respectful. Unlike some of her senior relatives who have struggled to connect with the public in moments of crisis, Louise's natural humility and poise resonated deeply. That moment was more than just a funeral, it was a turning point. From then on, Lady Louise Windsor was no longer just a background figure in the royal family. She was someone to watch, and King Charles was paying attention. As the monarchy faces a shrinking list of working royals, Louise has quietly begun to step forward, proving herself to be a bridge between tradition and modernity. Unlike the younger heirs, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, who are still children and years away from royal duties, Louise is at an age where she can play a real role. She is poised and intelligent, and carries the kind of grace that many believe could help shape the monarchy's next chapter. But not everyone is comfortable with this shift. Queen Camilla, who spent years fighting for her place in the royal family, is said to be watching Louise's rise with unease. It has taken decades for Camilla to move from one of the most controversial figures in the monarchy to queen consort, and now another woman is emerging as a potential rival for public admiration. Some insiders suggest that Camilla was particularly unsettled by the attention Louise received at recent royal events. For Camilla, public perception has always been a battle. The media has scrutinized every step she has taken, comparing her endlessly to the late Princess Diana. Now, with Lady Louise stepping into the spotlight, history may be repeating itself. Reports suggest that Camilla is wary of being overshadowed, of having to fight yet another battle for relevance within the monarchy. Royal experts have begun asking an important question. Is Lady Louise Windsor the future of the monarchy? Or is she unknowingly becoming a threat to those who have worked for years to secure their positions? As her presence continues to grow, the balance of power within the royal family is shifting. And it seems Queen Camilla is not taking this lightly. Queen Camilla's journey to the throne has been anything but easy. For years, she was one of the most controversial figures in the royal family, constantly battling the weight of public opinion, from the whispers that followed her relationship with King Charles to the relentless comparisons to Princess Diana. She has spent decades working to prove herself. Even after officially becoming queen consort, Camilla has never truly escaped the shadow of the past. Every move she makes is scrutinized, and every decision she takes is questioned. Now, just when she thought she had finally secured her place, another challenge emerged, one she never saw coming. Lady Louise Windsor's sudden rise has taken many by surprise, but for Camilla, it feels like a direct threat. The monarchy has always been about perception, and public favor can be as powerful as a royal title. Camilla knows this better than anyone. She spent years trying to shift her image from the other woman to a respected royal figure. But now, Louise is capturing attention in a way that reminds some of the way Diana once did. Graceful, composed, and effortlessly. For a queen consort who has worked so hard to solidify her place, the thought of being overshadowed is unsettling. The tension between them has already begun to surface at public events. At official gatherings, Louise's presence has not gone unnoticed. Whether it was during Queen Elizabeth's funeral or at King Charles's coronation, royal watchers have seen a shift in how the family interacts. Reports suggest that at one recent event, Camilla was visibly frustrated when cameras seemed more focused on Lady Louise than on her. Palace insiders have hinted that Camilla was particularly upset when Louise was praised for her poise and dignity at a time when other royals struggled to connect with the public. The pressure is mounting, and those close to the Queen Consort say she has been deeply affected by these developments. Some sources claim she has even been brought to tears behind palace doors, feeling as though her role, one she fought so hard to earn, is once again in question. She is not just worried about her standing, she is concerned about what Louise's rise represents. Could King Charles be pushing for a new generation to take on more responsibility? And if so, where does that leave Camilla? For Camilla, the fear isn't just about being sidelined, it's about history repeating itself. She has watched the monarchy evolve in ways she never expected, and now she is forced to confront the possibility that she may once again find herself struggling for relevance. While some dismiss the idea of a rivalry, insiders suggest that behind the scenes, the power dynamics within the royal family are shifting. If Lady Louise continues to rise, what does it mean for Camilla's influence? Will she fight to maintain her position, or will she find herself slowly pushed into the background? One thing is certain, this quiet power struggle is far from over, and its outcome could change the monarchy's future. But what does King Charles think about all this? His next move might surprise everyone. King Charles has spent his entire life preparing for the throne, and now that he has it, he is determined to leave his mark. Unlike his mother, who ruled with a steady hand and unwavering commitment to tradition, Charles has always been more of a visionary. He understands that the world has changed, and if the monarchy is to survive, it must change with it. But his latest move, one that places Lady Louise Windsor in a more prominent position, has sent shockwaves through the royal family. For years, the British monarchy has operated under a well-established system. Senior royals carried the burden of official duties, while the younger generation either stepped up or faded into the background. But things have not gone according to plan. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's dramatic departure left the monarchy with fewer working royals, creating a void that had to be filled. Prince Andrew's exile from public life only deepened the crisis. Suddenly, there were fewer trusted family members to take on the responsibilities that came with representing the crown. King Charles saw this as an opportunity to reshape the monarchy. His idea? A smaller, more efficient royal family, one that could appeal to a modern audience while still preserving its centuries-old traditions. But in doing so, he had to make difficult choices. And one of those choices was Lady Louise Windsor. Unlike many of her royal relatives, Louise has maintained a low profile. She was never raised with the expectation of being a working royal, yet she has shown remarkable composure in the face of sudden public interest. For Charles, she represents something unique, a bridge between the past and the future. She carries the grace and tradition that defined Queen Elizabeth's era, but she also has a relatability that makes her appealing to younger generations. She is educated, humble, and free from scandal, everything the modern monarchy needs. But is this a strategic masterstroke or a dangerous gamble? The public is divided. Some believe Charles is making the right move, ensuring the survival of the monarchy by promoting fresh, capable figures who can carry the institution forward. They see Louise as a refreshing presence, someone who can redefine what it means to be a modern royal. Others, however, are not so sure. To them, this is yet another sign that the monarchy is abandoning its traditions. If titles and roles can be so easily reshuffled, what does that mean for the centuries of history that define the institution? There is also a personal risk for Charles. By elevating Louise, he is sending a message, one that not all members of the family may appreciate. Queen Camilla's concerns are already evident, but what about Prince William? As the direct heir to the throne, will he support this change, or will he see it as an unnecessary disruption? And what about Prince Harry, who stepped away from royal life to escape the pressures that Louise may now be stepping into? This decision is not just about the monarchy's future, it is about its present. The balance of power within the royal family is shifting, and not everyone is pleased. But not everyone is pleased with this shift, especially Prince William and Prince Harry. Prince William has always known his destiny. From the moment he was born, his path was clear. He would one day be king. Every decision he makes is guided by that reality. Every move is carefully considered to protect the future of the monarchy. But now, with Lady Louise Windsor stepping into a more visible role, questions are being raised about what this means for the royal family's internal dynamics. Is William fully on board with this shift, or does he see it as an unnecessary disruption to the carefully managed future of the crown? Unlike his brother, William has always been loyal to the institution. He has accepted the responsibility that comes with being the future king, standing by tradition even when it has been difficult. But that tradition is now being challenged. With King Charles making unexpected moves to reshape the monarchy, William may find himself in a difficult position. He knows the monarchy must evolve to stay relevant, but he also understands the dangers of change. Lady Louise's rise may seem like a solution to the shrinking number of working royals, but could it also be a sign that Charles is willing to alter royal roles in ways that could impact William's reign? Then there's Prince Harry, the royal who walked away. His decision to step back from royal duties was one of the biggest scandals the monarchy has faced in recent years. Alongside Meghan, he chose a different path, one that freed him from the pressures of royal life but also created a deep rift within the family. His departure left a gap in the monarchy, one that some believe Lady Louise is now being positioned to fill. If Harry had stayed, would this shift even be happening? The comparisons are impossible to ignore. Both Harry and Louise have been seen as more relatable figures within the family, people who connect with the public in ways that some senior royals struggle to do. But where Harry rejected royal expectations, Louise seems to be stepping into them with quiet grace. Some wonder if this is Charles's way of correcting what went wrong with Harry, offering the public a fresh, young royal to rally behind, but one who won't rebel against the system. This shift is also fueling speculation about rivalries within the family. Is William comfortable with another young royal gaining influence, or does he see it as a potential complication? William and Harry's relationship is already strained, and the last thing the family needs is another power struggle. But if Louise continues to rise, will it create a new dynamic that challenges William's hold over the monarchy's future? Public opinion is just as divided. Some see this as a natural evolution, a sign that the monarchy is adapting. Others, however, believe it's a desperate attempt to maintain relevance in a world that is increasingly questioning the need for a royal family at all. Is this the beginning of a stronger, more modern monarchy? Or is it the start of yet another internal battle that could weaken the institution? One thing is clear, this is not the first time the royal family has faced internal battles. The British monarchy has always been a delicate balance of power, tradition, and public perception. But history has shown that even the most carefully guarded institutions are not immune to scandal. Some of the most damaging moments in the royal family's history have come from within. And as Lady Louise Windsor's rise gains attention, many can't help but wonder, are we witnessing the beginning of another royal power struggle? Prince Andrew's downfall marked one of the darkest chapters in recent royal history. Once considered a valued member of the family, his association with Jeffrey Epstein and the legal battles that followed forced him into a humiliating retreat from public life. Stripped of his royal duties and patronages, Andrew became a reminder of the monarchy's vulnerability. His scandal was not just a personal disgrace, it was a crisis for the entire institution. The damage done by his actions created a vacuum, further shrinking the list of working royals and forcing King Charles to rethink the monarchy's structure. It was a stark reminder that the wrong person in the wrong position could bring devastating consequences. But Andrew's scandal wasn't the first time the royal family faced internal turmoil. The story of Princess Diana still looms large over the monarchy, shaping public expectations of what it means to be a modern royal. Diana's rise to prominence, her immense popularity, and ultimately her tragic downfall highlighted the monarchy's struggle to adapt. She was adored by the public, but often seen as a threat within palace walls. Her ability to connect with people on an emotional level set her apart, making her more popular than the institution she represented. That level of influence made her a figure of both admiration and controversy. Lady Louise Windsor, while far from a Diana figure, is drawing similar attention in unexpected ways. Her rising prominence is not because of controversy, but because of her ability to balance tradition with relatability. Yet, the same questions that surrounded Diana are now being whispered about Louise. Is she becoming too popular? Will her growing presence create tension within the monarchy? Could history be repeating itself in a different form? King Charles, having witnessed the fallout of both Diana's struggles and Andrew's disgrace, is making decisions with those past lessons in mind. His decision to streamline the monarchy is not just about efficiency, it's about survival. Every choice he makes is weighed against the mistakes of the past. He has seen what happens when royals become too powerful in their own right, when personal scandals overshadow the institution, and when public perception turns against them. By bringing Lady Louise into the fold, he is attempting to secure the monarchy's future. But in doing so, he is also playing a dangerous game. The question remains, can the monarchy truly evolve without repeating the same patterns that have haunted it for generations? Every attempt to modernize brings resistance. Every power shift creates uncertainty. The battle between tradition and progress has always been at the heart of the monarchy's struggles, and this latest development is no different. With so much at stake, what does this mean for the future of the royal family? The British monarchy stands at a crossroads, and the decisions being made today will shape its future for generations to come. With Lady Louise Windsor's unexpected rise, the balance of power within the royal family is shifting. King Charles has made it clear that he intends to modernize the institution, but the question remains, will this bold move secure the monarchy's future, or will it create tensions that threaten to unravel it from within? One possible outcome is that Lady Louise fully steps into a more active role, filling the gap left by Prince Harry and Meghan's departure. If this happens, she could become a vital asset to the monarchy, a fresh, young royal who appeals to the next generation while still upholding tradition. Her poised and humble nature makes her an ideal representative, someone who could bridge the gap between the old and the new. If handled correctly, her rise could strengthen the monarchy's image and reinforce King Charles's vision for a streamlined, efficient royal family. But not everyone will welcome this shift. Queen Camilla has already spent decades fighting for her place, and she may not be willing to step aside. If Louise continues to attract public admiration, it could reignite tensions behind palace doors. Camilla's influence is at its peak right now, but history has shown that popularity can be fleeting within the royal family. Could she see Louise's growing prominence as a threat to her hard-earned position, or will she embrace the change and align herself with the younger generation? The answer to that question could determine the monarchy's internal stability in the years ahead. Beyond palace walls, the monarchy faces an even greater challenge, proving its relevance in a rapidly changing world. The British royal family has always relied on tradition to maintain its status, but in an era of social media, activism, and increasing public scrutiny, tradition alone is no longer enough. The younger generation expects transparency, relatability, and meaningful contributions from public figures. If the monarchy fails to evolve, it risks fading into irrelevance. Lady Louise's presence offers a potential solution, but only if the institution is willing to embrace change without losing its identity. Regardless of what happens next, this announcement has already altered the royal family's trajectory. It signals a shift away from rigid traditions toward a monarchy that is more adaptable, but also more unpredictable. Will King Charles's gamble pay off, or will it open the door to deeper divisions? One thing is certain, the world is watching. Every move, every decision, and every power shift will be analyzed, debated, and scrutinized. The monarchy's future is being rewritten in real time, and the next chapter is still unknown. The royal family is at a crossroads, and the world is watching. What will happen next? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the royal family's latest shakeup, subscribe to Golden Age Phantom for more shocking revelations and untold stories.